Hello and welcome to Strike, a brief history of the Workers' War. I'm your host, Tim Phillippe. Today we're going to be traveling back almost 1,000 years to the sun-soaked land of Egypt to uncover the remarkable story of the world's first recorded labor strike in the town of Deir el-Medina. So, before we begin, I wanted to invite you to subscribe to the channel. That way you never miss an episode of Strike or any of the other funny and informative ATP Presents content. You can also listen to the show on your favorite podcast app as well. And liking the video and sharing it on social media helps people find this series. But if you don't do any of that, we strongly encourage you to share the history lesson that you're about to learn with your friends and family. The history of the labor movement is important and needs to be taught to everyone. That's why we're doing this show. So, that said, let's head back almost 1,000 years to the town of Deir el-Medina in ancient Egypt. On the west bank of the Nile, opposite present-day Luxor, lies Deir el-Medina, a historic worker village and home to countless skilled workers who built many of the fascinating tombs in the Valley of the Kings. The town itself was tucked away from the hustle and bustle of greater society, and it's suggested that this seclusion was essential to ensuring the mysteries of their craft stayed away from prying eyes. Unlike biblical days, these workers weren't enslaved people. Each person was a free citizen with the right to seek justice, something extraordinarily rare in ancient societies. The citizens of Deir el-Medina even had their own court. This was a small reflection of the greater Egyptian legal system where a foreman, deputies, craftsmen, and a court scribe handled civil disputes, many often related to payment issues. Big surprise. But the sands shifted during the reign of Ramesses III around its 25th year, when economic instability began to creep its way across Egypt. Inflation soared, businesses struggled, and tensions were high when finally the Royal Building Service, a cornerstone of Ramses' empire, began to crumble. Cue the all-too-familiar move of management withholding resources. Now, contrary to the capitalist belief, most workers are people. Shocking, I know. Well, when those workers, aka people, are mistreated and start to get hungry, they start to feel, I guess you could call it being hangry or just a sense of righteous fury. Well, whatever you call that feeling, when the people start to feel it, the people start to act. Strike! 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 With the economy in a downfall, the food rations started to slow, so the workers of Deir el-Medina took an unprecedented step. Finally having enough, each worker put down their tools and refused to work any further. This act of resistance marked what is thought to be the first sit-down strike in history. The workers declared, "We are hungry." This rallying cry echoed the harsh reality of their lives because, according to the striking workers, 18 days had passed with no rations in sight. Now, this wasn't just any old strike. It was a turning point in the history of the Workers' War. Despite the Deir el-Medina elders attempting to broker peace, the determined workers stood their ground and refused to resume their highly skilled work until their demands were acknowledged and met. This first recorded strike created a snowball effect in the desert region, with several more strikes following Deir el-Medina until demands were finally met and the regular flow of wheat was restored. The repercussions of the courage of these workers resonated far beyond rations being restored. The workers' trust in their capitalist chiefs was effectively gone. Since that was the case, this prompted the workers of Deir el-Medina to elect their own representatives. It not only marked a momentous shift in the social dynamic of this ancient world and its workforce, but it also effectively brought the concept of a labor union into reality almost a millennia ago. And so we end our journey to an all but unknown event almost 1,000 years gone, an event that shaped the course of labor movements throughout history. Thanks for being here, and join us next time as we dive into the Jamestown Polish craftsman strike of 1619. And please note that we did want to cover the 1538 cobbler's strike, but we couldn't find anything on it other than a very, very hard to read article from like the 1800s. So if you have any information on that strike, let us know in the comments. We would love to cover it, and we want to cover everything. Briefly, of course. I'm Tim Phillippe, and this has been Strike, a brief history of the Workers' War. Take care. Strike! Strike!
been a production of Shui Media, all rights reserved. For more information, please visit shuimedia.com.